What's up? How you doing? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't actually tried to pull the game up yet. So I'm really hoping that this works. Oh no. There we go. Oh wait, hold on. Be quiet for just a second. Music. Off. No music, because I've heard this has game music. Hi, Colleen.
Night has fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house. The only building you've seen for days.
Oh, thank you, Colleen. Also, it looks like the game audio is kind of loud, so I'm gonna need you to tell me if it's actually loud.
You walk toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open. You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good.
Alrighty, just a tiny bit loud, so I'm gonna turn it down just a tiny bit.
The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches.
Turn it down just a little bit more. And I think that's good now. Maybe.
The man in gray across
Yeah.
from you, though, he's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him. One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you.
Oh, thank you for
or
the
man
follow,
in
Dolphin
gray.
Burb. That's really weird that my follow notification's messed up. I will have to fix that. Delphi? Awake for a Heather stream? What do you mean gambling hours? Oh yeah, I guess we are gambling. Quack. I hope it's not important, but I don't know how to play poker.
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand? He deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush. Spades. Aces high.
Colleen, or Delphi, this is the first time I've actually had a VTuber on. And I'm glad everyone thinks that they're adorable. Because they're adorable.
But the man in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got. You can't match that. The man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask.
Oh god. I don't know how to play poker. Which one's the better option here? Probably gonna end up in debt either way.
Yep. 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. All spades. The man in gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
Oh, look at me. I'm in debt. That's a knife. Oh. Was the man in gray a wolf?
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that. Your labor. You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story, is mostly a lie. All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know. To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy.
You guys have to tell me if the music's too loud too, because I feel like I could probably find a way to turn it down. But I can't tell just by looking at my audio whether or not it's too loud for you guys.
Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling. The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story. The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie?
I love that there's no controls whatsoever in the game. I just keep turning it down on the desktop audio.
Go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
I don't have any stories. Tell the story of tossing a pair of bone dice on a blood-red velvet table to come up with snake eyes and wink at you. Or tell the story of a black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses. No, I think I'm gonna go with this one. You tell the story of tossing a pair of bone dice.
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty. Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you. It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people.
Ooh.
Not many who can do that.
You tell the story of the endless series of doors
You
of different
sometimes have to
kinds,
make
each
choices
leading to a
about
different
what
door.
kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy? Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety.
Tell the story of a black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses. That one feels right.
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you'll feel pain. Hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, the part not often told. And death, yes, but don't worry. As long as your task remains, you come back.
Tell the story of the northbound train blinking its giant eye as it crawls through the night.
Go
I'm gonna
on your
leave the
way,
wolf.
Seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not. Either way, It'll be an experience for you. I'm jealous in some ways. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Now I have options. Sound. Music volume. Okay. That sounds much better now. Okay. Onward we go. Never mind, it's still really loud. I don't know how to search things. Where are the controls? Controls. How do we interact? Spacebar. Okay.
This bungalow is being ransacked.
It begins.
There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway. The two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. "Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?"
Sure.
You're
You guys
about to
can.
hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. "You know these girls?" they demand.
Nope.
Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. "If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash," sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
Onward we go. Press H to view the in-game. Your goal is to fulfill your obligation to the wolf by finding all 16 characters scattered over the US and trade stories with them until you earn their trust and finish their story. Ooh. Okay. In that case, I see another house over here.
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping conceals, though not particularly well, something large and softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle.
Don't forget to check the map. It will tell you where people are. Oh my god, I didn't even realize there was a map. I'm gonna say
The
hi
shape
to it
gives
though.
a start.
Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here.
It says in a small voice.
Pa
Why?
doesn't want to live with us anymore. But I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
Okay.
You tell the boy you'll keep his secret. You don't see his father anywhere. You don't see another soul for miles.
Oh no! I abandoned a child! Oh god, wait, where's the map? Okay. So we found that one. Found that one. Oh, we've got a bit to walk before we get to the next one. Pretty sure I keep walking down this road. There's a bunch of stories here, though.
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore. They
Watch
seem to
the
wait
seagulls
for
with them.
something together, fidgeting and rubbing against one another. And when they fly off, they fly together. These same two, have been coming here ever since I was a boy, the old man says.
Really?
He watches them fly away until their bodies are dots vanishing into the low sun. Always the same pair. Wonder what keeps him coming back to this town. He shrugs. It must be home.
Onward we go. Next house.
The woman walks the small town square with the poise of Betty Davis. The confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet. And wrapped around her neck, a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise.
Let's ask
You
around.
question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date, and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit. You decide to seek a second opinion.
Second
you talk
opinion.
with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
Let's go approach her.
You ask the woman if you may join her at a public bench. You may. Lovely outside, isn't it? Her eyes are a beautiful shade of brown. Beneath the yellow ribbon, a thick, fibrous scar wraps around her throat. Weather like this, it reminds me of Paris.
Aww. To the lighthouse.
You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open, with a daunting staircase before you.
What do you mean, God, I wish you were me? Because she has a French accent? Climb up the stairs.
At the top of an ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light seep in beneath the door.
True to be a mysterious woman sitting on the bench. Put my ear to the door.
Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough. Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door. Another man, this one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead.
Affection, eh?
After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand. Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you? Come in.
Aww, I like them already.
Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor and an enormously plush couch. and sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. "Tea?" he offers, hoisting a teapot.
Been here alone?
A few years.
The tall one sits on the sofa, wrapping his arm casually around the other lighthouse keeper. "5, says the smaller, but by no means small, man.
That long? Time flies. We traveled together before that. You must have some good stories from the road, huh?
No, I have
You
some.
wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes? There might have been little cakes. Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave.
Aw, that one's a cute one. Onward we go. To the next one. Hold Q. Oh, can I hitchhike this? Oh, I missed. There any other cars coming? Oh wait, Q. Nope, I'm bad at this hitchhiking thing. To the church.
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another.
What's going on?
The man with the truck leaps into the street.
Brother!
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He
Aww.
screams. They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
No! 32!
Everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up. People are yelling.
Take a photo of us!
The driver begs you. Starts hauling a tripod out of the bed of his truck.
Let's get out of the road first.
As you usher them onto the sidewalk, the driver says,
Joe, I thought you were dead.
The rider freezes.
Joe?
He blurts.
I'm not Joe.
We love
The two men
reunions.
stare at one another, each slowly recognizing something alien in their mistaken brother's face.
Aww. It wasn't a reunion after all. Let's see. Where is the nearest? We zoom in a bit. I think we still have to keep going. Alright, we're gonna try and hitchhike this one. There's gotta be a car eventually. Come on, car. Let us hitchhike. Yes. We have hitchhiked successfully. Oh, we just missed a house though. Dang it. Wait, how far do we... Oh. Are we just stuck in the car now until they decide we're done? Campfire symbols where you're gonna meet the people to tell the stories. Okay. We do appear to be stuck in a car though. Did they let us off at the town? They do. Thank goodness, because we missed a bunch of them.
Low tide on a moonless night. This beach is long, stretching toward a receding sea. In the darkness, the sand seems coarse and gray, alien. The stars are dim and distant.
Look to the horizon.
It outshines the stars with its presence, a streak of sickly colored light, leaving a trail of distorted fire. It slowly creeps along the sky like a vast worm, though you know that, given the distance, it must be moving at great speed.
Typically, the hitchhiking just takes you to the nearest big city. Okay. Do we have to walk all the way back up then, or can we hitchhike the opposite direction? Definitely check out the course. That's where the train stations and more stories are, and you can earn money. We can get money?
Its parabola heads south to north. In the far distance, just for a second, a boardwalk town is engulfed in light. With a rumble, its street lamps and windows dim, then go dark. All that you can see emanating from there is an otherworldly color that you can't quite name.
Okay, check out the cities. We're moving on. I'm going all the way back to Boston because I missed stories, and then we'll hitchhike back again. You should be able to hitchhike back. Oh, wait. Oh, no, wait, that one's not going the direction I want then. Left control the whistle. If you match the notes, you'll walk faster. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that one. Black crow flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks its head, and speaks. Well, you've got a big long road ahead, don't you? All these people to chase down, or so I hear. It laughs. I got some experience when it comes to chasing folks. Tell me about it. Make sure you stop at the campsites as well. Okay. Well, if you want, we could go find your friend again. Ask them more about their life. They might want better stories this time, though. It appears up to you. Didn't they tell you where they were headed next? Did they? But hey, the world is full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking around. There's more than one interesting person in this land for sure. It gives you a gravelly laugh. That's what humans say anyway, and with that it launches into the air and disappears. Time to move on. Hit the story, hit the campsite, and then hitchhike home.
You come across a girl picking wild blueberries.
Aww.
She smiles and greets you.
On in.
She offers you some from her birch bark basket.
Is that Croza?
You
Oh
reach
my
in the
God.
basket for blueberries, but pull out a handful of small, smooth stones, all the colors of the rainbow. The snickering girl runs into the trees as fast and light as a rabbit.
Oh, I wanted to keep the stones. Guess we'll
The
drop them.
stones tumble from your hand and hit the ground, instantly turning black as the night. Your heart leaps in surprise. How strange.
I mean, if they weren't smooth, I'd say that's probably just rainbow obsidian. But, you know. Enter Boston. Let's
This
explore.
city is like no other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one corner, a car approaching.
I don't have any money for the taxi, though. We'll hail it
Compelled
anyway.
by the cold and foreboding night, you don't question it as you drag your bones into the cab. But you realize immediately how strange the vehicle is. It's a sleek thing, like a shallow parabola gliding over the street.
Look at the driver.
Where to? He asks. You have to stop and think. Eventually, you name Boston Common, the only landmark you know in this town. He peels off silently. You feel the car move before you hear the engine. He takes you through ever odder streets, flanked by painfully clean, gleaming buildings and signage for businesses you don't recognize. Even the air seems different. It doesn't smell so sharply of gasoline and coal. Eventually, you come to a stop.
Hi, Soup. Good morning.
The fare's in glowing numbers above his dashboard. It's much too high. Surely a mistake. No charge, he insists. You look like you need a break. And then you find yourself on the curb at Boston Common, under thick moonlight, in a city much as you'd left it before.
How you doing, Soup? You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. Let's look for work. Doors close in your face one by one like giant dominoes. Boom, boom, boom. Bad luck today, or is it something else? Let's attempt pleasantries. Hello, friend. I'm up for anything. Super flexible, a real self-starter. My, this place looks nice. Boom. Yikes, that was even more emphatic than the others. Moving on. Why are you tired? How late did you guys stay up last night, now that I think about it? Because I know I went to bed a lot earlier than the rest of you. To the train station. Do you want to go to New York or Detroit? Wait, we don't have money, never mind. We have no money. It's fine. We can walk our way to the campfire. Art and I went to bed at around 1 a.m. Bro. Wait, that's like sunrise for Art.
Hey there, stranger. You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me. If you're respectful, that is.
This is a whole child.
This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn.
Hi, Quinn.
These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip.
Aww.
I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat, and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up. You got any stories that are a little sad?
Maybe? Here are all the stories you've collected so far. They're organized by subject because the boss likes the tarot cards. Quinn is so cute. This is the subject of each story here. If you tell this person a story about love, for example, they'll tell you something about their own life relating to the subject of love. Poor things. As the night goes on, this icon will move left to right. When it reaches the other side, the night is over, and so is your storytelling. The person you're talking to will usually tell you where they'll be next, so you can find them again. If you tell them the types of stories they request, you'll gain their trust, and the eye will open. When it opens fully, the next time you meet them, they'll open up more about their life. They'll remember this from conversation to conversation, so don't feel you need to open the eye all the way the first time you meet someone. Dance around, get to know them. They wanted a sad one. So let's see if I have a sad one. Tell the story of the elegant woman in a small town near Portland, Maine. Ah, to
I don't
be an
usually like the
elegant
sad
woman.
ones, but that sure was beautiful. Thank you. Sad. Oh, so you think just 'cause I'm young, I gotta be sad. crying after my mama every night.
No. Did I mess it up?
I don't need you looking after me, so if you're offering, don't. And I thought I told you to be respectful. What you really ought to be asking yourself is if you want to keep enjoying my spot or not. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Let's see what kind of thrill I've got. Maybe. Sure, let's tell the story of the life in the sky around New York City.
I usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think.
Oh.
Wishes come true, huh? If I had to say, it'd be great to have red beans and rice cooked with some fatty bacon. Supposed to be a Mississippi River specialty, but I ain't never had it.
Aw.
Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
Okay. I think this one's pretty exciting. It takes some trial and error, don't worry. Okay. I'm gonna tell the story of the two men who mistook the other for his missing brother around Boston.
That was a chuckle to be sure, but do you know anything more lively? Well, I don't know a whole lot about the past, but they say there's an Injun grave around these parts. Say it's haunted and full up with angry spirits. I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Injuns fighting it up. Would swap tales with the youngins. But, well, I suppose if someone shot me, I'd be pretty vengeful too. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
I don't know. No. I don't think I do. Actually I do.
Well, that sure was a downer. Give me a good venture tale instead any day. My family. There ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw-flapping about those bastards. Judases, the lot of them. Enough said. I want a story that scares me. Now I'm older, almost nobody can do it. Give me your best shot.
I don't think I have anything scary. That one's kind of scary.
Not sure I quite follow that one.
That's fair.
What's my future look like? I ain't looking for a traveling companion, if that's what you mean. I do fine by myself, so just stick to minding your own. Well, night's over. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Okay. If you're still working to collect stories as you get more, it'll be easier to figure out what story fits. Perfect. Because I don't have very many yet. Okay.
Didn't understand all your stories, but I'd gladly listen to more if I see you again. The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day's a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't. Plenty nice things to see if and you know where to look.
I'm hitchhiking. Oh. Onward to the next town. To the description on the tarot cards. Okay. I can do that. Let's try and make some money here. Earn money. Go out into the streets looking for a way to make some cash. I'm still gonna look for work again. Shouts echo from a nearby alley. You discover a crowd of men unloading sacks from a truck as fast as they can. When the truck empties, it roars away, and another surges up to take its place. The sacks are lumpen, heavy, and stained with dark smears. Do they need help? Yes, blurts the laborer, do we ever? An older fellow, however, throws out his arms to shut the man up. We don't need help with the stuff, he says, stepping close to obscure your view of the goods. Mind fetching water instead? He waggles a few coins in your direction. I feel like it'd be better off panhandling. Suit yourself, he snorts, and clear out of here, okay? This is private property. Behind him, men fling sacks into an open garage. None of them make eye contact with you. I can't make...
The engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
Oh no. I don't know which one to pick. Because usually... Oh. I want to know why she's crying.
I wish you didn't have to go, she says. There's got to be work on some of those buildings going up.
His thumb skates over her pulse point.
I checked every day for a week. There ain't. I'll be back, though. Got your picture in my wallet, don't I? It's not forever.
Oh, I don't want to know
The
anymore.
young man lowers his head to his beloved's before you can discreetly avert your eyes. Her hand rests on the back of his neck, strokes up to where the brim of his hat meets his hair. You think you hear another muffled sob.
Oh no. I still don't have any money though, so there's nowhere else to go. See, I came from that way. So onward this way. A jet black crow alights on the low branch of a twisted tree. Look at you, it caws. Think you've got some good stories already? Well, I heard better. Much better, heh. It seems to wink at you. Wanna hear my tricks? Ask about the stories. The ones you got now? Pathetic stuff. You tell those stories around and they'll come back more exciting, more satisfying. So always listen to the stories other folks tell. Their tales are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. Croza. The boss has a point about the true ones, though. They're extra interesting. You'll learn a couple folks' true life stories, and everyone will like them, no matter what kind of story they think you want to hear. Well, everyone's the captain of their destiny. It gives a burst of laughter. Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now. But the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell. It ruffles its feathers, a sort of shrug. Choose wisely, or don't. You know what? Let's hitchhike. This one looks like a long walk. Where do I even want to go? I kind of want to hitchhike this direction. This game makes me feel things. Good things or bad things. We're here for good vibes only. And occasionally being sad about things. Introspective feels. Gonna be honest, I don't know what introspective means. Can I get out of the car? I want to stop here. Where does this road go? It's so long. Oh, why did it drop me here? Fair enough.
He leans against a fence and turns to face you as you pass him by. At his back is a bag full of bird seed. He assures you that the gawky birds perching on his body are the last remaining passenger pigeons.
Oh, I
They
thought
look
they were
extinct to you?
extinct.
You're not sure those dull gray pigeons look anything like the pictures you've seen of passenger pigeons, though you can't help thinking they stare at you a little too intently.
Say, you like birds?
Sure.
They're lovely creatures. Guileless, really. Hunted damn near to extinction, weren't you?
He strokes one of his birds under the chin. You think you see drips of blood flecking the creature's dirty gray head.
Excuse me. Just gives you a lot to think about in regards of life and how everyone has their own story. It's just
You
emotions.
sense
It really
it's
is.
about time you start moving on.
You be kind to the little birds now, you hear?
You hurry along the road, though the flapping of ungainly wings seems to follow you for hours.
Ah, that one's gonna haunt me for a while. Yep. Oh, I failed.
A
I
few
figured out how to whistle.
wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman cave nearby.
They tell you. They describe a locally famous vagrant who hiked this area for almost 30 years.
He's dead now, but his caves are the best place to
Hello
camp
there.
in any town.
I just realized in turning my game sounds down, I turned down the sound alerts too. So now I have to... Now I have to fix it again. Okay. Sound alerts are back up. Just means I need to turn the game sounds down. I'll have to finish this one first.
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily, because someone's lit a fire there. As you approach, you see a silhouette bend over the flames with an odd creaking sound, like a door swinging in the wind.
Who's there?
His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other.
The Leatherman.
One of the others whispers. A ghost. The Leatherman must have heard, but he just stares. His face is corpse still.
Of course he's in a ghost.
He's eating, you say, and point out his can of beans.
Je ne suis pas un fantôme,
The Leatherman says, and adds,
idiot. Oh,
bursts your companion.
Canadien?
Soon he and the Leatherman are deep in conversation, and your group has a safe place to rest.
Okay. So just turn the whole volume on this down just a little. There. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's about right. Where do we want to go? Could hitchhike here. Yeah, let's try and hitchhike down to North Carolina if we can. Like, at least to Virginia. Oh wait, there are stories here. Hold on. Never mind. Where do I even want to go? I'm being honest with myself here. Right, I can't cross the river without going to the river cross, of course. Of course. Makes perfect sense. Crossing the river. You can also jump on trains. It's free. You just gotta find the train stations, but you have the risk of getting hurt or caught. Ooh, okay. We're gonna hop a train then. As you hop off the boxcar, you suddenly feel the heavy hand of a railroad bull on your shoulder. Now, where'd you come from? He asks, in a way that indicates he doesn't care. You don't mess with the B&O cars. The beating that ensues is efficient and brutal. Well, that happened. Let's hear a story. This bar is crowded with people from every walk of life. Businessmen, young men in muddy overalls, and a crowd of girls in slinky dresses, preparing their blood alcohol content for a night on the town. But it's the squat, sharp-eyed man in the fedora who catches your attention. Start a conversation. He launches into a wild story about the dead woman in the yellow ribbon. Halfway through, he stops, recognizing the look on his face. You know this one? You tell him about the story about the elegant woman in the small town. That's it. I think I like mine more. It's more exciting, for sure. So that's why I'll keep telling it my way. Let's go another round. You do a competitive test on the other folks here, shall we? By the end of the night, the whole bar agrees. The new version is better. It might be because your new friend bought them all drinks. Onward we go.
Electric lamps stipple the cotton field before you with an orange light, moving like a group of lethargic fireflies. From the field, the voices of the workers reach you in a soulful, united song.
Let's rest nearby.
You're gently lulled to sleep as the song floats over you. Hello, Lordy, pick a bale of cotton. Hello, Lordy, pick a bale a day.
So now the original story you collected is different and matches the story you just heard. Ooh,
You're
okay.
pulled out of your slumber by a woman's pained scream and a collection of shouts rising from the field.
We're
The
focusing on the
woman's
noise.
screams taper off, soon replaced by the raw cries of an infant. Applause briefly fills the night, eventually fading back into song. Oh, Lordy.
What?
You wake up to the gentle crescendo of the worker's song, unsure if it ever ceased at all.
My vagrant song.
This new road turns awful close past the front of an ancient farmhouse. A farmer stands in the shoulder, a bloody piglet at his feet. Cars come here now, he says. I guess I gotta put in a fence. He offers you the meat, too angry to eat it himself. It's a filling dinner for you, though. Aw, that's sad. But food for us. So, I mean, where do I want to go from here? What is from here? Only place to go from here is back on the railroad, I think. Or we can try and hitchhike on this road. I'm gonna get this story first. There's a way to zoom out, but I don't remember it. That's okay.
The blistering sun has scared even birds into the shade. But a middle-aged woman and a young couple are still collecting scraps of cotton that the machinery missed. With a ragged voice, the older woman calls to you. Got any water?
Yup.
The three of them rush over to you, suddenly reanimated. They pass around your canteen. When you get it back, it's empty. The woman squeezes your hand and sighs with relief. Sweetest thing I ever tasted, she tells you.
Time to hitchhike. This isn't working very well. There we go. Where are we off to? I think I like hitchhiking better than hopping a train because then I can at least see the stories as I go past them. Ooh, there's a campfire here too. Perfect. Never mind, I guess we're still going. I accidentally picked the longest road in the game, I think. Yes, serial killer SBIAU. Oh my god. That sounds so good. Wait, I'm all the way in Florida. Oh no. Also, my phone updated and I hate it so much. Dude, phone updates are the worst. I hated mine doing that too. The update changed the font of your keyboard. What? Okay, money time. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. I'm looking for work again. The hospital needs someone to mop the floors for the day. The nurse gives you instructions. Rat-tat-tat, scrub surgery A and floor 2, skip the rooms with the newborns, ask Dr. Penny if he wants his office done. This is very important. Get those hallways before lunch. Okay. Try to remember all the nurse's very important instructions, but it's impossible. You haven't seen her in hours. This place is busy as hell and nobody's watching you. Let's try and find her. You roll your bucket through the halls asking other folks where she might be, but it turns out that dark-haired middle-aged woman in nurse clothes describes about 50 people in the building. Eventually, you find her in a room with a wheezing child. What floor is I'm on? Brow furrowed, she opens her mouth to admonish you, then stops. Well, actually, I don't remember, she admits. Just mop stuff, okay? You spend the rest of the day absently mopping stuff. The pay is just okay. Okay, let's explore.
You've enjoyed a break on the beach, staring off the edge of the world. But the sun is starting to go down, and the breeze is getting stronger. As you're about to stand, a man plonks down near you. He sits a polite distance off, but looks at you expectantly.
I'm gonna greet him.
He smiles weakly. I just got fired. First Spanish-American radio host in the state, and they fired me. They needed to make cuts, I get that, but I'm twice the... He trails off. I don't know what I'm going to tell my wife.
Let's be sympathetic.
I could try the docks, but there's already more men than jobs, and I could barely support the family on what they pay. He hangs his head. And my boy, I can't bring myself to tell them. I don't know what to do. He calms as the sun drops below the horizon. An expanse of darkness is ahead of you. Turning back to the lights of the city reminds you that the world hasn't gone away. After a long silence, he speaks. It's never going to get better, is it?
Nope, but we'll give him hope anyway.
It takes you a moment to notice his sobbing over the noise of the waves. I've got to tell them, haven't I? I'll go to the port in the morning and see if they'll take me. You can no longer make him out in the dark, but his hand touches your shoulder as he leaves.
Time to move on. What can I buy? Not much. It's okay. We'll make money another time. Next story.
First tree in a mile, and it's a stout myrtle with bald branches. No relief from the sun out here. Leaves would help. Someone hadn't replaced them all with dusty glass bottles.
It's okay. We'll
You
still
cool
rest
down
here.
in the shade. The breeze blows through the bottles, making a series of heavy, hollow sounds. You think about wind chimes and the smell of fresh pies on windowsills.
Off to sleep.
The dense sound of many conversations cuts your nap short. There's no one around. Not until you look up at the bottles. They're filled with bright blue orbs, and words echo from them. None seem to notice your presence.
I'm gonna listen to the laughter this time. No more sad.
Can't get enough. Porcelain, chrome, the rusty ones. Gotta turn those sleek faucets. Ever find me in a hardware store, I'm gonna haunt it till the cows come home.
Laughter rumbles inside neighboring bottles.
Story time. The waitress at this diner is sharing an outlandish tale with one of her regulars. I heard it from my sister-in-law, she says. It happened to her daughter's friend. It's true. She notices you listening. Hey, have you heard this one before? Which one? She regales you with a story about the taxi, which shows its riders the future. Halfway through, you realize that it's the story of the odd silent taxicab in Boston, highly embellished. What do you think of that? The waitress exclaims. It's an interesting tale. Sure is, she agreed. And true, every word of it. Alright, let's have another go at the fire pit.
On the bare bones of the earth, I'm gonna dig in my heel.
You look good, honey. You got a life? You like a good story?
Well, hi. Hello there.
I like to hear about people and make bets with them. I like to hear about the weird, handsome people. Get convinced by the rich jackasses who'll play blackjack and lose into the night. Dames who are lit cigarettes burning to the end. I want to be around furious people who
Awooga.
use me and I use them. Are you one, stranger?
Hold on, I need a second. Where's my water? In the words of Soups, use me and use them. In the words of Soup Stream tonight, smash? No, no. Colleen, you have a girlfriend. This one's mine. Get your own video game.
Come close to me.
As you wish.
Got any stories with
God.
ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
Smash! I don't know. Do I? Does it matter? Oh my god. Maybe? I might do small vibes stream before my big stream tonight. Oh, that'll be so fun. Tune back into Smash. Dude. Smash. Alright. Let's see. Tell the story of the women arrested for bootlegging.
Keep that for the dime novels, honey. I don't read that stuff.
I'm sorry.
The law? I can get by with the law. The law thinks I'm a victim, a sad girl of the streets, a damaged girl, a girl who ain't got no fate and whose daddy didn't love her.
Oh, she has daddy issues. Oh.
My daddy's dead, and all cops are in my pocket, stranger. I will tell you that if I tell you anything. The law is bad for us Roman kids. It does not serve us. But you learn to get that sad, pale girl on. They love that. Sometimes you gotta promise them something more and... Well, I don't say it's pleasant, but you born in a body. Sometimes people treat you like you need the power taken from it. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies?
Oh god, do I? Exciting. I don't know. The movies. I'm doing this love story then. The couple parted by unemployment.
Sounds like you're trying to sell me something with a sad tale. If you want to do that, honey, you gotta make it seem real.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes, you know, I think, what would it take to make you stop, Ms. Dupree? Maybe it's love that would make me stop roaming and stop betting. And I think sometimes boys are like gambling, ain't they? You put all your concentration on them, you grift them, you follow them, you wait for them to pay off. But sometimes you just get shot in the stomach. And you wake up in that hospital and think, I ain't for love, Joe, I ain't for it. I can't be cared for, I can't afford it, no sir. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
I'm trying. I don't think I have any ghosts or murderers or blood. I mean, hold on. That one's probably a ghost.
Sounds like you're trying to sell me something with a sad tale. If you want to do that, honey, you gotta make it seem real.
I'm trying. I don't know what you like.
Maybe in the end, it's the not trusting yourself to trust others that makes me feel hollow. Last night, I lay back and look at the stars on top of a beat automobile, cigar between thumb and finger charmed from some hotel lobby shiny face financier, and I think, all I got from that person was this trinket. This goddamn trinket. And they got to go to a warm home and a smile and maybe a little one, blonde hair, plush little eyelashes. But me? I'm a worthless woman. No one admires no cunning. I'm just a manipulative harpy, a heartless Valkyrie with them lips and hands. And Lord, if only my thrills were damn humility. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
The New York story. Which one is that? Boston? That one's New York. Maine. That one's another one from Boston. That's also New York. Florida. I don't know where the Northeast is. The New York City one.
Just what I asked for. That spooky stuff gets my heart going like a good hand sometimes do.
I plan.
What do I want? What do anyone want? I want to be claimed wholesale by something.
A good hand sometimes too. Yep. Dude, is this what gay panic feels like?
I want to be consumed. I want to be one.
Oh, damn, please.
I want to be the beautiful score, the desire and respect on someone's lips.
Anything for you.
Hell, maybe I can find a job, maybe in some dive bar, serve the old men who will become my friends for life. Get complex somehow with people who are warm. But maybe I'm too blind. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
I don't think I have any more. I don't have any more. Ghosts. I mean, this one's a ghost. Maybe. This one's ghosts. I told the Leatherman story.
Sweetheart, did I say I wanted to hear some crap joke?
I'm sorry.
Life is real complicated, and the only person I really have faith in is myself.
Sorry.
As much as you're good looking, I can't trust you, you know?
Oh, she called me pretty.
I get close to you and suddenly I lose a part of myself in there and you can take it away from me.
Oh, please. Please let me do that, yes.
And you got that glint, friend. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Next time, let's up the stakes, shall we? Why
I
don't we
tried
spend
the
some
leather
time
man.
with bourbon and 5-card stud? You bring the bourbon, of course. And when the moon's fuller, I might let you in on some secrets on life. Have you any?
I don't know. Do I have any? I don't think I have any secrets of life. That being said, we're still in Florida. After gossiping for a while about the weather and the crops and the state of the world, all bad and getting worse, he takes a different track. You look like someone who likes a good story. He wheezes, try this one on for size. After loudly and repeatedly clearing his throat, he tells you the story of a ghost of a woman executed in Paris long ago. It sounds a lot like the story of the dead woman in the yellow ribbon, but with some parts changed and other parts added. When he grins up at you at the conclusion of the tale, he gives you the effusive praise he's apparently expecting. You give him the effusive praise he's apparently expecting. You'll have to remember that version, even if it's not quite what happened. It's a good story. Did you just L me? Did you get... Ah. Can't believe this. I got L'd. Story time? Artemis, what do you want from me? I've got nothing, except that I am immediately running to find a hot woman. I can't whistle. The good news is that since you told those stories, they now have the chance to let those grow and become better, so it's still good you told them. Look. The worst part, though, she's right there. I gotta change some stories, though.
A sign in town says a farmer is hiring for the sugarcane harvest. A bag-eyed man drives you and 10 hungry strangers out into the cane, where he leaves you. Everyone gets a hatchet, but no instruction. The foreman is missing for some reason. Nobody is sure what to do.
You used to live in St. Petersburg?
A young man in a red jacket stuffs all the hatchets in his pack. "This is stupid," he says. "I'm leaving. You can get $5 for a nice axe like this." He marches off into the cane and others follow. "Don't!" a young woman shouts after them. "It's not right."
Artemis and Soup confuse me. Well, Plant, you know who Soup is. And Artemis is the furry. I feel like I've talked about this before. Also, Soup and Waiter. Committing crimes? No.
The thief left some hatchets behind. So you and the 3 chumps left start chopping cane. It's brutal work. None of you know what you're doing. "Keep going," the girl calls. Her hands are bleeding, and her face is bright with sweat. Soon, her cane is piled high.
Look, Artemis. You know what you did. Okay? I would like to preface by saying you are the same person who played Pokemon Smash or Pass to prove you weren't a furry, and on that stream proved that you were indeed a furry. can't help you here. You brought it on yourself. It's more of weren't they enemies a few days ago, but I love that exclamation. Yeah. So they are enemies, but they are also friends. In that they hate each other, but with love.
Sometime after noon, the truck rolls up with a boozy foreman riding shotgun. "Good work," he croaks. The girl wipes her blood-pinked hands on her apron to take her pay, but doesn't notice the crumpled body in the back of the truck, or the hatchets heaped beside it.
But I wake up and choose chaos every morning. Can you guys please, for the love of the Lords above, stop introducing me as the furry? But Artemis, I was just reminding. It's too late for that. No! Plant. That's the way I introduced you, like, over a month ago. How would you like me to introduce you, to be fair? Soup? Do you introduce Soup as the monster? No, I don't. I usually introduce them as my partner, for being honest here. Oh god. Artemis, there's a child. There is a child in the chat here. Please, please don't. To be fair, I didn't introduce you that way. My dad just watched the streams. Artemis, please. I don't know how to mark this as mature content. You are my child, Plant. You will always be my child. It's too late for you. What story is getting changed? These men lean against the wall of this hardware store, smoking and chatting. They wave you over. Have you heard this before? They launch into a group recitation of the man who had traveled 600 miles to find a single job, interrupting one another in their excitement to tell it. You recognize the story. It's the story about the couple parted by unemployment. Someone's added it to it in the meantime, though. What do you think? Asked one of the men, eyes bright. Do you think it really happened? I don't know. Oh my god. Soup, no! Soup, you can't do this to me. Not to my child. Do I think it really happened? I mean, yeah. Well, I'm not sure myself, he replies, but it sounds wild. Let's see. I don't see anything else in this area, so onward to the... Wait a minute. There it is. Oh, hold on. Oh god. You guys hurt
He
me by
sings
just
as he works,
existing.
his voice warm and soft as the late afternoon sun. The air's sweet with the tang of recently cut sugar cane. There's a practiced, almost soothing precision to the way he works. He looks up and nods hello.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues.
Beautiful, wonderful, amazing.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues.
You guys are gonna find out the hard way, the consequences of your actions in just a minute if you keep redeeming that. I set up the consequences ahead of time. Also, I am surprised that some of you are still existing. Oh no. No, plant, please. I'm not taking it away. I've just already set up your
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it
It's fine.
continues.
This is fine. You can only redeem it so many times. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry. Who of you has done it twice yet? No? None of you?
Making molasses, he says to your unasked question. I sell the blackstrap in town. Farmers use it for feed. Bitter as hell. He grins.
I'm gonna try
Got some
some.
set aside. He comes back with a murky flask, waving off any offer of payment. I ain't charging. Folks around here need what they can get. Makes a mean loaf of bread. He nods at the barrels. I'm about done filtering. Got to boil it next. Lend a hand?
Sure.
You help him haul the barrels over to the metal boiler. You pour in the juice and set the fire. It's hot work. He fetches water and dark bread, and you share the small meal and a smile. It's good to find another who takes joy in honest labor.
Pennsylvania is strange. I mean, only a little. Depends on what part of Pennsylvania you're in, honestly. But I imagine that it would be a bit of, like, culture shock coming from your state. To put full concentration on this camp.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult
I always
as it
knew
continues.
you'd come loping back my way and catch me checking for marks. How you been, traveler? I'm afraid I got myself in some damn tight spots since we last made bets with each other. It's the way of the world.
Wait, you have to pay that much to renounce citizenship? Dude.
You give too much, someone gon' take away too much. Just don't mind me if I seem like I'm wincing. It ain't you. It's just love making its way to hell. Come over. Come sit. Hey, got any exciting stories? Like the movies?
Do I? I don't know. Exciting stories like the movies. The only country you pay taxes even if you don't live there, have land, but you have citizenship? Yeah, exactly. But Soup, you are correct in hello, sailor. Let's see, exciting like the movies. Let's tell the story of the girl with the strange salt. Imagine paying taxes. Dude.
Honey, thrills is the stuff I live on. That one will keep me going.
Yes! Yes! Oh my god. Imagine not evade. What? I have to pay taxes. What did I do? Why are you yelling my name? I mean... They said they're not.
I am home, friend. Do you know what it's like to be your own home? I am it. You can see the windows into the loft, the tools I use to fix the shelves of my life, and when I look out each morning, the lawn is different as I fan out the cards. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
I don't know. Fortune, fate. Choice, morality. That one might be blood. I do even know what bullying means. I mean, don't worry, Soup. I'm a pro gaslight girl boss gatekeeper.
God damn, you're giving me the chills, sweetheart. I guess when you've been hurt like that, you wonder what the other person were thinking when they doing the damage.
Yep. It's two in a row. They're like... It's gay panic time. You don't like this? What part, Plant? Because this isn't a family-friendly game, like the content that I usually have.
This boy, though, he were patient and fine-looking.
Can I be patient and fine-looking, though?
When I saw him with my baseball bag, I knew. As I ran up to snatch it back, I knew. And when he hit me, it hurt two kinds. It hurt two kinds. And the kind without the blood hurts the worst. Because the body heals and the mind don't.
Aww.
You got any
Artemis, what are you
stories
doing?
with a
You
happy
drinking water?
ending? Right now, I want a happy ending.
I don't know what to say here. Artemis, I know your roommate got you KFC because we were talking about how disgusting the Hawaiian pizza wrap was. Now, not only do I have iced tea, I also have a liter of Pepsi. No! Artemis, you need water! Plant, I couldn't tell you if you're being gaslit. Honestly, I can barely keep up with the multiple conversations each individual person in my chat is having. Did she ask for another story? Because I was not paying attention. Why is Plant monitored as a suspicious user? Alright. It's drown time. Okay. I see it. Artemis, no. No, you can't chug the Pepsi. Oh my god. Artemis, please. No. Oh, Soup, that's a rough threat. I am about to chug water. Don't worry. I'm gonna have to go get more water after this though. So I am going to switch it to water checkpoint. Look at my cool background. Artemis, they totally would. I'm waiting to see the group chat. Just Artemis has been removed. Yes, yes, plant. Hey, yo, you're back in my time zone. Artemis. Artemis, that's not healthy. Plant also, no. You can't, no. When is the next Smash Pass stream? Isn't it tonight? It's Tuesday. I thought we made it like a weekly thing on Tuesday nights. Same time. No, Plant, don't learn from them. They're bad influences. I'm still over here trying to drink the water. Holy cow. I give myself really bad hiccups. Okay. I will be right back, guys. Soup, don't let them kill each other in chat, please. Why are you guys like this? Why are you like this? Why is there a hydrate? I hate this. Why did I not set this up right? I don't think I have enough water in here to do another drown. This is like half a gallon of water. Or that would make half a gallon of water done today. Dude, if you're gonna hydrate, at least feed me first. Pepsi Lime? Gross. Imagine drinking water. I mean, Dr. Pep, true. Why do you guys not drink water? No.
Oh, so sweet. But you know, keep one of those charming stories in your pocket for the next time you gotta distract a man at a card table.
It does just hit different, you know? You'll get me canceled. Pepsi and Coke taste the same.
Well,
I don't know. It's been a
maybe
while since
last
I've had
time we
Pepsi.
met, Joy was not answering to anyone. But now, I guess I think it's a man who can see when he's kicking the sick pup already.
What do you mean you don't have Dr. Pepper? You just boiled water with plants in it? Ouch.
I mean, at some point I thought maybe the worldly heights were that man's hands. Fingertips with calluses from cut decks and as sensitive as could feel a dog ear. Oh, and he could make me sing like nothing. He could squeeze every noise out of me. Ms. Dupree, he'd say, you've got a voice like no one ever been kind to you. And I thought he was the wisest man for looking at me from the outside. Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
I don't know. Do I have any ghosts? Ghosts? Maybe. Dude, I don't know what to say anymore.
Quit it, stranger.
No!
That sweet nonsense will kill me young, faster than the drinking do.
Oh. The
To
first
be
story.
self-sufficient. To be indulged that once, you know?
The next person that sends me a voicemail, I'm actually gonna choke the life out of for the love of I hate him. Got a problem with voicemails? It's better than having to answer the phone.
I've been thinking about this one pinko that came by the creek recently. He said that an uneven life was manufactured, that it didn't always have to be peaks and troughs, that evening it out was a way it could be. I thunk about that for a long time. Is it best to be in a slow-moving river all the time and never have your heart in your mouth at the rapids?
Yes.
Got any stories with ghosts or murderers or blood or something like that?
I don't think I do. You already know that one. That's love story. Maybe?
Sounds like you're trying to sell me something with a sad tale. If you want to do that, honey, You gotta make it seem real. I don't think I'll ever go back to my family. I think about it sometimes. I remember the smell of the coffee my mom brewed on the stove, thick and burnt brown. And then I think about her face when I walked through the door, disheveled, a mugshot, a half smile and nothing to give her or say.
Artemis, I would like to also point out you do not need a bed or a couch to take a nap. You could simply become a floor person.
And I think, Dupree, she'd be happier if she didn't look on a hustler for a daughter.
Then get a blanket, Artemis.
And the night's ending. I see a lot more of these sunrises than I ought to, I think. But it's beautiful, so it can't be all harm, can it? I was recently spending a lot of time out late with that boy, which I regret. But what can you do? Nothing but move on, and hold some scorn for yourself in your pocket till you learn your lesson. Keep an eye out if you find yourself nearby, all right? We can talk again, sweetheart, and share another bottle, and maybe play some cards.
Smasher passes at the same time it was last week. So I think it's like you get almost like a full night's rest before you have to be up for Smasher Pass. Like 6-ish hours from now. This farmer is loitering behind a couple of crates of berries, idly watching the clouds go by. Waiting for the pickup, he says, trying to make small talk. Hey, you want to hear a wild story? He starts telling you about the boy whose shiftless father left him alone in the woods. It takes a couple of minutes, but suddenly you realize it's the story about the boy who ran away with his father. Whoever told it to the farmer changed, well, a lot, but it's still pretty good. Oh, I can't remember, he says. I think I've known it for years, since I was a boy, for sure. That can't be right. His laughter rings down the dusty road. You're a good joker, I'll give you that. If I go nap now, I
The
can get to
cave
2 hours
is
extra
really a
sleep.
man-made hole breaching into an earthen mound. The man, khakis dirtied by kneeling on the rough earth, has assembled a macabre little pile of skulls to the side.
Go, have a nap.
Readying these for sale, friend.
He wipes his hands on his pants.
This pile of skulls, clearly claimed from his enemies by an Indian chieftain, would be perfect for any cabinet of curiosities or sideshow attraction.
Why'd you dig up a cave?
Why, these skulls belong to no one. They're just here, lying under this mound, waiting for an enterprising soul to make something of them. Isn't this what America's all about?
Oh.
Little sunlight reaches that deep in, but you can still see the skeletal remains, their heads carelessly removed, laying neatly in their
Jones, is that
excavated
you?
resting places, each one lovingly surrounded by stone effigies, earthenware, and copper plates in the shape of winged warriors.
Oh, I'm gonna threaten him.
You pause and consider this small man, greedily arranging someone's remains as though they were a trinket for a mantelpiece.
Do I make up a ghost story, or do I just tell him off? I make up a ghost story.
It's crude and ridiculous, but he's a crude and ridiculous man. You have him run off the mound, sworn never to tell of what he's seen for fear of monsters and ghosts. It's a small thing, but a kindness you hope.
I sure hope so. Grave robber. Alright, I think the nearest one is over here. How did your own mother forget how old you are?
and the sea. And when
No fence, gate, or sign marks the entrance to the cemetery. Just a moment ago, you weren't surrounded by graves, and now you are. How long have you been stepping on dead folks, fully unaware?
Oh, I totally have been forgetting the map. Yes, I will be using the map. But Plant, I'm not even old enough to drive a rental car. Oh my god.
A wood board, bleached white. Unknown. The word was painted on black by a steady hand, each letter signed with a flourish. Whoever made this memorial had more compassion than money.
Hold a moment of silence.
You're already quiet, so maybe it's silly. But you instill that silence with intent. What else could someone do?
Be still.
A sparrow calls. Seems birds don't have much respect for the dead. You notice the grave marker isn't dug into the ground, just propped up on a tree.
Gonna straighten
Looks
the
nicer
marker.
now. But unmoored as these markers are, this grave in front of this tree, does this memorial even belong to it?
Oh, before I forget, what state am I in? I'm still in Florida. Okay. Plant, no. Plant, please. Oh my god. Okay. After this one, we're gonna hitchhike this road and go over to whatever this city is. Need some cash, a man asks. He just moved in down the street and needs help carrying boxes from the curb into the house. Threw my back out this morning, he sighs. Lift with your legs, that's my tip. You take his advice, and he pays you well. We have money. New character if you start heading to Georgia. All the way up there. Do you think we can hitchhike that far? I'm gonna get whatever the story is like around here, and then I'll try and hitchhike my way up this road to Georgia. But we gotta change a couple stories really quick here first. Actually, in comparison, where are we currently? Not far from the road. Okay. This farmer's loitering beside a couple crates of berries, idly watching the clouds go by. Waiting for the pickup, he says, trying to make small talk. Hey, you want to hear a wild story? He starts telling you about the Leatherman, whose ghost haunts the Connecticut. It takes a couple minutes, but suddenly you recognize it as a story about the Leatherman's cave. Whoever told the story changed, well, a lot, but it's still pretty good. Well, I can't remember. I think I've known it for years, since I was a boy for sure. That story happened to me. You're a good joker, I'll give you that. We've been laughed at again. You're on the last 3 chapters. Oh.
You emerge from the underbrush and find yourself at the edge of a field. A farmhouse sits at the other end. Close by, a large family is tending to the plants together. They pause and regard you, almost nervously.
Hello there?
The grandmother asks.
Hello.
The family is almost too nice to you. When you ask for water, they don't even let you walk to the pump by the house. A child runs back to the shed for a folding chair, and they serve you lemonade in a glass among the lettuce heads. Halfway through your glass, you notice someone moving furtively down by the house. The cuffs of his white shirt are stained red.
Oh no, I'm
The
gonna
father
get
sees
moitered.
your look and shifts to block your view. His eyes are bright, and his teeth are bared in something like worry.
How do you like your lemonade?
I'm
His
about to
wife
get
arrives
stabbed.
with a bag full of sandwiches for you, and the whole family ushers you back into the woods, waving, wishing you well. You take one look back over your shoulder. The man by the wall is gone.
Moving on. The road should be like right here. Moiter. Yep. Did I miss the road entirely? There's the road. That is the road, right? Is it not a road? Maybe it's not a road. Okay. It's fine. We'll just keep walking. CP should definitely give this game a try. It's one of my favorites. Yeah. It's pretty nice. Need some cash, a man asks. He just moved in down the street and needs healthcare. Oh, we already did this one. Yep. It's where the water tastes like wine. Soup's offered it to
Faded
Sneak Snag a few
shotgun
times.
houses sit in rows under the tall shadows of smokestacks. A worker in full uniform hollers from a porch.
Hey, traveler, join me inside. Got some literature here.
As you
Okey-dokey.
shut the door, the man glances out the window and draws the shades.
Landlord toss you out?
Ha! Don't mind me, it's none of my business. He pries up a floorboard with a crowbar. You glance over the man's shoulder to see inside the compartment. Canned goods, a pile of leaflets, the wood stock of a rifle. He replaces the board and stands. He hands you a can of whole potatoes, then a leaflet which reads, "No evictions, no fascists, no hunger."
Headed back to the shop, but we'll have a Bible meet soon.
Colleen, is it about more than just a guy traveling across the states? Because I feel like it's mostly about collecting stories, as you know, the skeleton crossing the states. I just realized that I owned it on Epic Games, so I was like, Colleen said this one a lot of times, so I'm gonna play it. Bible needs.
Bible meet. If you don't know James 5:1 by heart, learn it. That's our favorite scripture.
Oh God, what is James 5:1? I don't read the Bible. What is it? Have fun plan. Bye. Oh, okay then. Moving on. Montgomery's a big town, isn't it? Can we get... No. I think I should still head down to the city. Because then I can hitchhike to a bunch of places.
We need a sixth.
She told you, beckoning from the steps of a great dark mansion. And just like that, you found yourself sitting with strangers around a velvet-draped table. Her voice is reedy and high, modulated by the tight collar of her Victorian dress.
Join hands, everyone.
What is the fitness gram pacer test? Oh, geez. It's the reason why a lot of people show up to my streams, if we're being perfectly honest with ourselves. It is Chaos Incarnate, which is the reason why it is significantly more expensive than the rest of my sound alerts.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues.
There's so many lockdowns on that, and yet it doesn't stop them in the slightest.
Your host keeps her eyes closed as she beseeches the spirits of the dead. But everyone else around the table lets one lingering, awkward glance bounce around between them. You sense they're just about done humoring her when it happens. A deep, nasty thump beneath the table.
Oh, jeez. I just realized my chat box is, like, not even on screen. Where is the chat box? It doesn't really have, like, a real meaning to it, if we're being honest with ourselves. It's mostly just a good time, because people enjoy causing
The whole table
chaos.
starts to shake, threatening to lift right off the ground. And then, the staid candle flames start flickering like mad, casting ghastly shadows on the walls. And then, a viciously cold wind cuts through the parlor like sharpened ice.
I did the fitness gram pacer test in school. It definitely should be a war crime. Apparently now they just make you run a mile. Like, my little brother's in school and he's like, they just make you run a mile and then they time how long it takes you to do the mile instead of the fitness gram pacer test. Do we keep holding on or do we let go? Keep holding
The
on.
damned candles are dancing in midair around you now, singeing a hair here and there off the coiffed heads of these well-heeled guests. You notice your
Yeah.
host across the table has her eyes open wider than they should go, a rivulet of blood dripping from her nose.
Yep, that's the fitness gram pacer test. And it was, we call it the beep test. Oh my god, that's such a great name. It makes more sense than the fitness gram pacer test. Because it just gets faster. Beeps. Oh my god. Do we keep holding on? If we let go, it's gonna like ruin the seance.
When you come to your senses, sunrise has begun to creep in. The parlor is empty but for you and the woman in the old-fashioned dress, who slumped dejectedly over the table.
He didn't show up. All that sound and fury, and no sign of his spirit.
poor thing. That's the town I'm trying to get to, isn't it? Yep. All the way over in Mississippi. Got distracted by the chat notes. Yeah. They're pretty good at doing that. This is my first time playing the game, but it has been highly recommended to me. That is New Orleans. Go west. I mean, I can try. Let's earn some money. You wander the streets looking for a way to make some cash. Let's look for some work. Shouts echo from a nearby alley. You discover a crowd of men unloading sacks from a truck as fast as they can. When the truck empties, it roars away and another surges up to take its place. The sacks are lumpen, heavy, and stained with dark smears. Ask if they need help. Yes, blurts the laborer. Do we ever? An older fellow, however, throws out his arm to shut the man up. We don't need help with the stuff, he says, stepping close to obscure your view of the goods. Mind fetching water instead? He waggles a few coins in your direction. Sure. I want to go to New Orleans too. It looks kind of cool. You fill their pail at a nearby gas station. When you return, though, the men are waiting in the alley, innocent as anything. They wash sticky residue off their hands in the water, and their boss passes you a couple coins. There's no sign of the goods anywhere. Oh, jeez. Let's explore.
Lenny's Antiques has a heady smell. Polish, maybe, or incense. Sunlight doesn't penetrate the blacked-out windows. The place is crammed with furniture and curios. The woman behind the counter beckons you over.
I know the look of you. I know what you're here for.
What are we here for?
She sets a tray on the counter. On it sits a hodgepodge of stitched leather pouches of various shapes and sizes. Some have neck or wrist straps looped through them. She waves a hand across the display.
Good luck charms.
How much?
I don't want your money. You got something better.
She licks her lips, holds out a flat palm.
Oh, that's kind of weird. The French Quarter gets twice as many visitors a year as the Grand Canyon.
Her
That
knife
makes sense.
is fast. She slices a thin line across your palm, then snatches your hand and squeezes. She catches the welling blood in a murky glass vial. Your vision flickers, and as you blink, the place lightens. Sunlight streams through the windows. You are alone.
Oh.
As you
Poor
reach the
hands.
door, a man calls after you.
Is this yours?
His name badge reads Lenny. He's holding up a leather pouch by its strap. You take it and hurry out of the shop.
Oh, jeez. Alright, to the train station. Where do I want to go? I don't know. Let's see. Where do I want to go? If I go to Tennessee, that would be Memphis. If we go to Memphis, we can meet a new person. Monka S. I don't think I have that one. Let's go to Memphis. Memphis is better off than other cities in the state, but life here is still hard. Folks keep jumping into the brown murk of the Mississippi off the Harahan Bridge, and the Ford's factory has been closed for months. Let's try and earn some money. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. Let's look for work. You have 4 factories, but nobody's hiring today. Soon you notice you're cruising around the city with the same loose group of rejected laborers, coughing men in baggy clothes, women with babies tied to their backs, an older fellow with only one hand. After the 5th factory, everyone makes a silent agreement to give up. You sit on the curb across from the factory door and eat your sad little lunches together in silence. Screw the city, huh? Am I just not seeing it? Am I just looking at it wrong? If I put it up on my actual Twitch website, maybe?
Peabody Hotel. The words adorn the exterior wall, each letter the size of a window. The lobby is upholstered furniture and gold chandeliers, but such luxury is a mere accessory to the centerpiece. A travertine marble fountain in which 5 ducks swim.
Did it show up on my stream chat? And it didn't show up in my Streamlabs chat?
A
That's weird.
handsome bunch of feathered fellows, all having a nice time in the water. A bellman in a blue cotton uniform, black cane cupped in his hands, takes notice of your interest in the waterfowl.
Would you happen to be here to witness the duck march?
Oh, that's really weird. That it shows up on that chat, and it shows up in my Twitch website chat, but not on my Streamlabs.
A wide smile crosses the bellman's face.
Oh, a newcomer. Well, this is a little ceremony I introduced. Every day I march these babies into the elevator all the way to the roof. Then I march them back down to this fountain.
They don't fly
The
away.
bellman gestures toward the closest duck. You notice now, the ducks have had their flight feathers trimmed, though their beauty remains intact.
Now, don't look so concerned. I spoil them rotten. The feathers will grow back.
Watch the duck
The
march.
bellman taps his cane on the marble. Right away, the ducks honk up a frenzy and hop out of the fountain. They beat the water out of their wings and waddle toward the elevator, guided by the bellman's cane. Magnificent. What sweet, gentle creatures.
I've never had duck before. You know, I could have sworn that I saw a campfire on the map from here. Where is it? Oh. Am I just like not even in the... Oh, I have to hitchhike a little further. Let's get another story then before I hitchhike.
His smile lights up the room, or rather the cab of the locomotive. Folks gather round as he holds the pull cord. He's a showman through and through.
You'll want to cover your ears now for this next part.
Let's cover our ears.
Sure doesn't help much. The engineer pulls that chain and the whistle blasts inside your skull. He just smiles through it all. Man must be half deaf. A round of applause erupts from the small crowd. He passes out bubble gum to the shell-shocked kids, half of them in awe, half in tears.
Remember
Get
now who
your
gets you
on.
there on the advertised. Casey Jones.
Everyone's all talk as they head back to their seats. That engineer sure is handsome. Gosh, and that whistle sounded just like a whippoorwill, didn't it? Ain't this the way to travel?
Spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep elasterites tucked in my soul. 'Cause when my coals
Where do I want to hitchhike to? I do want to hitchhike this road.
track, won't be no
Pretty sure.
one else to dig my hole.
Alright, everyone behave. I need to go and clean before I stream today. I'm probably only going to stream for about 40 more minutes, if that. I might cut it off around 3 hours.
Except the way
I'm gonna say the forbidden words. What do you mean? Will do, my love.
Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by I'll see them far and long. When the
You rest in a field where a well-dressed stranger talks your ear off on all manner of subjects. The weather, fireflies in summer, how combine harvesters work. After a while, the mood shifts. Heard my death bones this morning.
No, you have to behave, or you get timed out.
Death bones. Heard 'em rattle like clank, clink, clank. More startling than wind chimes in a tornado. He plucks dry grass and chews on a piece.
You seem
Ain't much.
young.
That don't matter. I'm fine. Got my savior waiting at the pearly gates. The man shifts uncomfortably. Huh, at least I do as of this afternoon, I hope. Nearly knocked the pastor's door down earlier. Sure was good to meet you. The man pauses, rubs his chin in contemplation. Don't let the bedbugs bite. He walks off slow. After his silhouette becomes small in the horizon, but before he
What did I tell you? What'd I tell you?
well, I'm gonna scroll my name on
The waitress at the diner, sharing an outlandish tale with one of her regulars. I heard it from my sister-in-law, she said. It happened to her daughter's friend. It's true. She notices you listening. Hey, have you heard this one before? She regales you with a story about the workers who sing and pick cotton without pausing day and night. Halfway through, you realize that it's the story of the dreams in the cotton field at night, but highly embellished. What do you think about that? The waitress exclaims. Sure is, she agrees, and true, every word of it. Alright, how far am I away? How did I get a— wait a minute. Where am I? How do I keep going the wrong direction? Which state do I need to go to Mississippi. So,
when my trains run
this
out
way?
of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole.
You better not, because I am not afraid to time you out for a lot longer than that. How many characters have I met? I honestly am not too sure. I think we've met 2 or 3.
Cold and empty, they're the ones. Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by I'll see them.
Who am I camping with? New character.
I take a look at you and figure we're heading to the same place. You've been walking a long time, same as me, trying to find where you fit. You ever wonder if that place don't exist? No shame in it, I do. Plenty of time I wonder if I'll just walk forever.
This is the worst part of the game, you say? Go faster, nice music.
You start to wonder, how did I get here? When you're alone, all you have is all this time. Time to trace the lines back to where things started. But anyway, now I feel like hearing a hopeful story. Got any of those?
Maybe. Hopeful stories. Fishing, baby. I don't know. I feel like this is the wrong one.
You sure that really happened?
Of course
Must
not.
be nice to have a home, place to call your own. Under crop lean, I didn't really own shit, if you excuse my language. You buy things to pay off at the end of the season. And soon you realize even your own bed ain't a guarantee. So, tell me a sad story. Sad and true, okay?
Sad story. But true. No, we're gonna go sad.
I hear you. There's some
Did that work?
sadness out there. Things get took from you. You realize that things get took from you. You ain't never owned them in the first place. That's a dark place. But anyway, you, know any good true tragedies? I feel like one of those tonight.
Oh, I don't know if I have any tragedies. I am getting the hang of it. I'm glad. I gotta find a tragedy. Until the grave robber.
Body and soul.
It worked.
Some folks have choice. Sometimes you have options, but no choice. You understand?
Absolutely not. Nope, not a single word.
Sometimes you're told you could do anything, but there's only one thing to do. So, tell me a sad story. Sad and true, okay?
His eye is open, which means that we gained his trust. Sad and true, maybe Dupree.
I hear you. I felt lucky before. When I joined the Union, it seemed like I was riding on the backs of angels. Like it was a real opportunity. Like God was on my side. But anyway, you, know any good true tragedies? I feel like one of those tonight.
This one. Dupree, a snake.
Body and soul.
Ah. We are, though.
As
Yep.
far as love stories, I mostly love work. Working the land felt natural. It felt good. It was the work itself, the labor, the sweat, and knowing that I could point at it and say, that's mine. Here's the sun. I got to get going. My route goes up this way, but I sure did enjoy talking to you. It's probably the kind of story you've heard a million times. Down on your luck, need work, take whatever you can get. How about you? Does my life sound familiar?
I don't know. Hope that you like scaly skin. Nah. I think think I'm gonna end stream for today, actually. I don't think I necessarily want to do another character today. I think we've done 3. And I'm going for like 2.5 hours. So I think I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna see who I can raid. Let's see. Do I have anyone to raid at all? See you later. I don't have anyone to raid. Let's try. This one's a friend of Zodi's. Or it's in Zodi's Discord at least. So I think. And they're playing Valorant. I'll go ahead and raid them. I like this game. I'm not sure. It's a little bit slow paced. But like, I knew that going into it. I don't know. This one's definitely different. It's definitely very unique. I tend not to play games of this style, or at least I haven't in the past. But I don't know. It's like, it's just adventure, I think. I don't know. I didn't look. I thought it was like adventure. Open world kind of thing. I don't know. I'm gonna send you guys off. Sending you guys off to 2Pixel Gaming. Go give them some love.